And the old woman came. My wife and I live in a small house in a remote village. Night, silence, sleeping with my wife, waking up from a loud sound, did not understand what it was, but both woke up abruptly with fright, lying, silent, discussing in a whisper. Well, naturally, my wife kicked me out of bed, go figure it out, well, not even though I went on a house tour. Everything was quiet, there was no one in the fence, everything was in place at home, nothing fell. They fell asleep. After 2 hours, the same movie, this time I already clearly heard the noise and knew about where he was from. My wife was in a panic. I went into the next room to investigate, the noise was from there. I checked everything again in order, but I understand myself that there is no horseradish in the Strand. I'm standing, waiting, eyeing. And just as I was about to leave the room, I felt someone's eyes on me, someone's presence in the room. I looked around slowly, but there was no one there. I feel cold on my legs, I thought the window is open, I need to close it. He came up, pulled back the curtains and, jumping up to the ceiling, howled. An old woman was staring at me from the street with big wide eyes, she looked so scary, as if she had died 2 months ago. From my scream, my wife screamed in the room and began to call me. I don't remember how I flew out of the room and rushed to my wife with wild bawls, trying to explain to her what I saw there. She's in tears from fear, I'm trying to calm her down, but I'm in a panic. After 10 min. We calmed down, and I went on my rounds again, taking a hammer with me. I walked around the house, stood in the fence, smoked nervously, I was all chilled, it was winter by the way. I came to my wife, we are sitting discussing, and my wife asks me if I found footprints there. It dawned on me, because there was not a single trace under the window where she was standing, and there are deep snowdrifts there. To make sure of this, we went to look out the window for footprints, but we didn't find anything there. I was at a loss and began to be driven about it. My wife was cheating and again in tears. I barely calmed her down. It was already morning. During the day, we didn't sleep much with her because we couldn't at night, and now it's night again, we can't sleep anymore, we're sitting by the TV, everything is cool, and suddenly, the lights go out in the house. I went to look at the traffic jams, but everything is fine there. I come into the room, my wife is sitting on the couch, I told her that everything is fine with the traffic jams, and went to the kitchen for a flashlight and candles. I go into the kitchen and stumble upon my wife there, she was also looking for candles. I was taken aback. I didn't tell her, I'm standing thinking what to do, because I clearly saw her in the room, even though there is no light, and she's here. I took a flashlight, she took candles and went into the living room. I go, and I'm afraid that no one is there, because if my wife sees someone, she may die, because her heart is sick. I opened the bedroom door abruptly, my wife was behind me, and oh my god. On the bed lay the same grandmother of a terrible kind with a terrible look. We screamed in fright and rushed back to the kitchen, turned on the light and started calling the police. There we were taken away and told that it was necessary to drink less. The hysteria lasted a long time. We had a good fight, remembered our government with a kind word, and began to get ready for bed, having given up on everything. But we were not up to sleep. I lay for a long time and thought about all this, and began to guess why we got this house so cheaply. The former owners knew, but did not tell us that such things were happening here. Most likely it is the ghost of an unquiet soul. I lay there for a long time and didn't notice how I fell asleep.